Hello, I'm Deanna Lopez, and today I'm going to be sharing my analysis on the game Fallout 4. So I hope you enjoy. So Fallout 4 is a role-playing action adventure game, and it was released on November 10th, 2015. The developers are Bethesda Game Studios. The publishers are also Bethesda Softworks. They're all one company. And the platforms that you're able to play are PlayStation 4 and Microsoft Windows. The platform I played on was Xbox One. And Bethesda Game Studios, they don't have many games. Well, the games that they do have, the major ones are Fallout and Skyrim. So I thought that was interesting. The sales, so this is one of the most popular games ever released. So shipped 12 million copies on launch, and $700 million were made within the first release. So I break down the statistics, and as you can see, this is just voted for people that voted on the IMDb. But as you can see, a lot of males, mostly this game, 3,800 compared to 116 females that play. The age group that was dominant playing was age 18 29. So I thought that was really interesting for both male and female. Most popular 18 to 29. Males with 733 and females 156. And then next, males aged 50 to 44, about 1,400. Females aged 30 to 44, about 103. So you can kind of see that mostly males are playing this game, which is very interesting. So next, why I chose this game? Well, reasons. This game has won multiple awards, and I thought it was really interesting. I've actually seen one of the reasons I chose this game with my was curious about it. The way the game is dystopian future, and it has the future like a retro future, like but there's robots, this technology that interesting with the 50s, like futuristic idea of the 50s. So I wanted to play it, and I wanted to see what it was about. I wanted to see how women were represented and how culture, everything. And also, it's one of the most popular games. It beat out Halo in that #1 spot for most sold games. Let me see if I have the. So with Fallout 4 became the #1 selling game. It beat up Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which previously had the #1 for the biggest game launch. It also has won many awards. It's won an award for playing the massively game of the year. It's for game of the year, outstanding achievement in game design award, and it won the game award for the best game. So I like this quote from the reading that we got. I think video games are going to completely take over storytelling in our society. Video games are not a fad. They are absolutely narrative form and a medium that is already evolving and recognize it as a narrative form. So this is from a director. I agree with him. Video games, movies, people love watching movies, but the video games, it's something to be a part of, especially a game like Fallout 4, interactive game, choose how you want to do it. So aren't a fad, like they said, and like this game shipped 12 million copies on its first day, which is a really crazy number. So getting into the game, it starts with the bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and it goes that after the war, people used atomic energy to better the world and make it make their lives better, so they get this technology like robots to help. But the year 2077 comes and nuclear wars in China are in a fight for natural resources, and eventually China drops a nuclear bomb on the United States. So the main characters, the family, chosen to get the vault. So go in the vault before the bomb is dropped at China in the year 2077, and then later this emerges 210 years later to see that the white or the spouse they went into the vault with and their son has been murdered. So that's basically the beginning of the game. So the sole survivor, like I mentioned earlier, is the person you play as in the game. And this character can be either male or female. In the beginning, you get to choose the character that you are. So you can either be the wife or the husband in the game. So like I said, you could choose to be male or female. Then you can edit your couples. So here are a few different couples that you can make. You can choose if you want to be the male. You can choose if you want to be the female. You could choose if you want to be black, white, Hispanic, have short hair, long hair. The only thing that you can't choose is the couples are heterosexual, so there are no gay couples in the game. So that's like something that I found interesting. So like I said before, the bomb drops and everyone's escaping. As everyone is fleeing to the vault or the bomb shelter, I noticed that all of the people in the neighborhood, they were mostly white. There was no people of minority. And the soldiers that were guiding people to the vault, they were also white. I didn't notice any black soldiers or Asian, Hispanic, Native American soldiers as I was doing this. So some of the characters in the game, these are some of the characters you'll encounter in the game. So one is Preston Garvey. He is a friend of the sole survivor. They become companions, and he helps him ultimately in his goal to the sole survivor is looking for his or her son and trying to avenge the death of their spouse. So Preston Garvey is one of the first characters that you'll see or encounter in the game. So he's a really helpful companion, and he's also African American, as you can see. One of the next characters is Brian Virgil. This is him. He later turns into a mutant because of the radiation, but this is Brian Virgil. He tries to help the sole survivor get his son as well. He's white, as you can see. Next is Ellie Perkins. She's a assistant to detective, and I didn't mention the detective that she's an assistant to. He's a male. He's also a robot. So I thought it was interesting that they had a male robot be the detective, and then a white woman is the assistant to him. She's not fit enough to be the detective, I guess. I'm not sure what the creators were going with when they created her character, but she's an assistant to a detective. Next is Piper White. She's a very spunky reporter. She does what she has to do to get her message out there, or get her journal out there, or whatever. So her character is really interesting. She's feisty. Once again, though, she's white. You don't really see too many other characters besides main leading characters besides Preston that's not white, unless you make your character a minority. Then we have Dr. Amare. She's another doctor just helping the soul survivors or her son. And then last we have Ronnie Shaw. She's a part of a military group, a militia, that came about after the atomic bomb was dropped, just trying to fight for freedom. I think her character is really interesting because she's older. It says she's about in her 60s, and you don't really see too many older women represented in video games. So I think that's a good level of diversity. But once again, she's also white. So the main characters, a lot of female characters, but again, most of them are white. So like many other video games, unconscious bias are presented within the game. The game does a good job of trying to be diverse as possible when it came to representation of women. It did do a good job of giving female roles, such as the doctor and the reporter. However, most roles within the game were given to Caucasian people, and there was little representation of minority groups, such as Asian, Hispanic, or Native American people. So that was a little analysis. I do like that there's more female representation in this game, but once again, playing video games before, I haven't really played often, but you never really look at what the background or the minority or the ethnicity of the person is. But as I was playing this game, it really jumped out to me when I actually looked for things such as representation of minorities. Like I said, they did a good job of giving women higher powered positions, like the doctor and the reporter. The lady's she's an assistant to a detective, which is still a good job. And then a military leader with the character Ronnie Shaw. But again, these characters are white, so that it's not a good representation of minorities. But overall, this game was really fun to play. I really enjoyed this assignment and looking for different cultural aspects that are a part of it, and the issues of race and representation in video games. I enjoyed this assignment, and I hope you enjoy this presentation. Thank you.